Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Ovo nije ta knjiga.
Nije ta knjiga, ali mi se u ovom trenutku isključilo ovo sve. Ne znam šta mu je. Koja je? Adi 2?
12. poglavlje, ne znam koje.
Sada ja ću reći. 12. poglavlje.
Jayo Jayo Shri Caitanya Jayo Nityananda. Jayo Shri Caitanya. Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jayo Jayo Shri Caitanya Jayo Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Shri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Jaya Shri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Shri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Ni ovo nije ta knjiga.
Pa tu je 11. poglavlje.
12.
Što nema tu 12 poglavlja?
Ne.
Kad sam tu rekao 11. Mislio sam pa da, samo malo poriš još. E sad, to je onda trebalo biti 3. Evo ja.
Hvala.
Još uvijek ovo nešto ne radi.
Dobro, nakon. Hoćemo na engleskom ili na hrvatskom?
Ma kako hoćeš.
Kako god hoćeš. Do you understand English? So if I speak in English, you will understand what I'm saying? Okay. Is anyone from Bengal? Okay. Andhra Pradesh. Okay.
This new year starting our side.
Hmm?
New year.
New Year?
The Panchaga is changed.
Aha. Today?
It's called Ugadi.
Aha.
The celebration in Puri also.
Oh, okay. Hare Krishna. Yesterday was. Anyway, so you've been to Tirupati?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Welcome. So now we're reading from Sri Caitanya Caritamrta. It's a medieval script written by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, one Bengali poet. It describes the activities, life, and teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Do you know who is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? It's by the grace of Bhaktivedanta Swami and ISKCON. It's now well known. Previously was not so well known. Vi čekate stih, jel? Da. One moment.
12. poglavlje.
42.
42.
Now we're gonna read, and then we're gonna say something on this topic, try to elucidate what it means. Okay, so this is in Bengali. I don't know really Bengali, but we're gonna try to read it in original, so we get the idea, the poetry and everything. Okay, jesmo spremni? Yes. Jedanda Paila Shri Shachi Bhagyavati Shedanda Prasada Anya Loka Pabe Koti Jedanda Paila Shri Shachi Bhagyavati Jedanda Paila Shri Shachi Bhagyavati Shedanda Prasadanya Loka Pabe Koti Sedanda Prasada Anya Loka Pabe Koti Jedanda Paila Shri Shachi Bhagyavati Sedanda Prasada Anya Loka Pabe Koti
Jedanda Paila Shri Shachi Bhagyavati
Jedanda Paila Shri Shachi Bhagyavati
Sedanda prasada anyaloka pabekati.
Sedanda prasada anya loka pabekati. Does any one of you want to try read this? Okay. Thank you. Word for word. I'm gonna be, if it's gonna be in English. Okay, mogu ja pročitati na hrvatskom. I'm gonna read in Croatian, just this part. Later I'll speak in English. Jedanda, kazno. Paila, dobila. Shri Shachi Bhagyavati, najsrećnija majka Shachi Devi. Sedanda, istu kaznu. Prasada, naklonost. Anja, druga. Loka, osoba. Pabe, može dobiti. Koti, kako. Prijevod i tumačenje njegove božanske milosti A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. This purport and translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. You have there in English, I'll be reading in Croatian. Prijevod. Slična kazna je bila dodijeljena majici Shachi Devi. Ko bi mogao biti sretniji od nje da dobije takvu kaznu? Smisao. Majka Shachi Devi je bila kažnjena na sličan način, kao što je spomenuto u 22. poglavlju Madhya Lile Caitanya Bhagavate. Naizgled ispoljavajući svoju žensku prirodu, majka Shachi Devi je optužila Advaitu Prabhuva da je ohrabrio njenog sina da postane sanjasi. Smatrajući ti optužbu uvredom, Caitanya Mahaprabhu je zatražio Shachi Devi da dodirne lotosova stopala Advaita Acharye da bi se iskupila za uvredu koju je naizgled počinila. Još jednom stih. Jedanda paila Shri Shachi Bhagyavati, sedanda prasadanja loka pabekati. Slična kazna je bila dodijeljena majici Shachi Devi. Ko bi mogao biti sretniji od nje da dobije takvu kaznu? Omagyanatimirandasya gyananjana shalakaya chakshurun militam yena tasmai Shri Gurave namaha Shri Caitanya manobhishtam stapitam yena bhutale swayam rupa kadamahyam nadati svapadantikam vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapada Kamala Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vikasha Swami Niti Namine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Sarasvate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Pardon. Okay, so this part of Caitanya Caritamrta discusses Lord Caitanya, but specifically how he punished various people, which seems, especially in the light of modern day psychology and relationships and modern style of dealings with people and human rights and equality, egalitarianism, seems a bit brash, seems a bit inappropriate that such a saintly person can be so sometimes violent and demanding of others that they compensate for their sins, punishing them, yelling at them, even hitting them sometimes. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is, according to the Vedic scriptures, primarily Bhagavad Purana, he is the last incarnation of Bhagavan, of Krishna. In the 11th canto, or 12th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, it says, Krishna Varnam Tisha Krishnam Sangopangastra Parshadam Yagyar Sankirtanar Prayar Yajantihi Sumedasaha. That in this age of Kali, now we are in Kali Yuga, previously there was Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dvapara Yuga, now we are in Kali Yuga. And in this Kali Yuga, Krishna also appears, but he appears as not Krishna. Krishna Varnam Tvish Akrishna. He's Akrishna, not black, not like color of a rain cloud as he's Ghanashyam. But he appears as golden color, Lord Chaitanya, with his associates, with his followers, friends, to spread the Sankirtan Yagya movement, Sankirtan movement. This means that in this age of Kali, it's also said in Bhagavad Purana, Kaler dosha nidhe rajan nasti heko mahadguna kirtana deva krishnasya mukta sangha param rajet. That in the age of Kali, we are actually full of all sorts of misconceptions and faults. We live very short, our intelligence is very poor, our health is very weak. But there is one great thing about the age of Kali, is that just by chanting the holy names, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, we can, just by chanting this mantra, the holy names of Krishna, Nama Smaranam, we can, Nama Kirtan actually, we can attain mukti, perfection of human life. Kaler dosha nidhe rajan nasti heko mahadguna kirtanad eva krishnasya mukta sangha param rajet. Kirtanad eva krishnasya. Just by Krishna kirtan, we can mukta sangha param rajet. We can be liberated from all material attachments and param rajet, attain the parangati, the supreme destination, the last goal of all religion, dharma, artha, kama, moksha, of all religion, sense enjoyment, economic development, and liberation. We can attain the perfection of human life just by Krishna Kirtan. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Gauranga, he has many names. He appeared in West Bengal, in Nadia, 538 years ago, or 9? 538 or 539 years ago. I have to check, I don't know my history. To spread this Sankirtan Yagya, to spread this Krishna Kirtan, to teach people that just by chanting Hare Krishna, we can attain all perfection. This might seem a bit strange, how just by chanting Krishna Kirtan, just by chanting the holy names of God, can we be delivered? Why is it strange? Because in the previous ages, in Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dvapara Yuga, the system was different and much more complicated. Kriteya dhyayato vishnum tretayam yajato makai dvapare paricharyayam kalotad harikirtanat. In Krita Yuga or Satya Yuga, the Yuga Dharma was dhyan, to Kriteya dhyayato vishnum, to meditate on the Paramatma in the heart. And this has various rules. You have to sit properly, you have to alienate yourself from society, you have to go in a cave, be a yogi, you have to follow all the yama and niyama, follow all the rules and regulations, and many rules. You have to observe various times of days, what to do in each time of day, in each time of year, observing so many tapasya and stuff like that. So it was very hard. But back then people could do this because they were strong and in intellect, and they were strong in their spirit, and they lived very long. So they could spend 10,000 years just meditating because they lived much longer than that. They lived for up to 100 years, 100,000 years, sorry. So they could actually spend a lot of time meditating, and so this was very effective for them. But now we live only 100 years, maybe not, mostly not even that. We live up to 60, 70 years, and then we die. So there is no time for this long meditation, long practice of Krishna, of Vishnu Dhyan in our hearts. But back then it was possible, and this culture of meditation, of yoga, this asana, this Ashtanga yoga, this is actually part of this dhyana yoga, Ashtanga yoga. You have yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, and samadhi. So ashta, 8, ashta means 8, ashtanga, 8 parts of this yoga system, which was practiced in Satya Yuga. It survived till today. We know people doing asana, we know people doing pranayama, and they're doing all these yama niyama, following rituals and stuff like that. So these things survived, and they're very complex. And you have this Brahminical culture, especially in India and in the West also, but in a different culture. But there is also here this idea of ritual performance. This survived, and it's very complicated. And when you hear, oh, you don't need this, you can just chant Hare Krishna, seems strange. Okay, why did people then perform all these complicated things in the past? Why do these things exist even? If chanting Hare Krishna is the only thing we need, more people would have heard about it, and it would be more widespread. Chanting the name of God existed also in the previous yugas, and it was also effective, but then the mainstream spiritual culture was something more complex. Why? Because the people then lived longer, had more complex understanding of dharma and duty and varnashrama, and the whole civilization was much more developed. So to engage all these aspects in spirituality, they needed a more complex system. Krishna Kirtan was also there, Nama Sankirtan was also there, but it was quite, it sounds weird, but it was too simple because people were, they had much more capabilities. So this was, not adequate to fully engage them in spiritual life. But today, in this Kali Yuga, when we live so short and we live, our intelligence is so degraded, and we are exposed to so many negative influence of this media, Western world, and sinful life. Actually, this Nama Sankirtan is our only chance. It is the only thing that we have. And how does it work? It works through this transcendental meditation, transcendental sound vibration, as Srila Prabhupada used to put it. We connect ourselves directly with Bhagavan, with Krishna. Why? Because, and this is something actually quite mathematical. On the absolute level, absolute, it's the highest state of reality, Param Brahman, the supreme being. On that level of existence, there is no duality. There is no difference between Krishna, his name, his form, his pastimes, his associates, his dham, if you follow me. On this material level, where everything is of dual nature and material. That's what it means. There is difference between name and the named, the nama and the namino, the name and the what is named. So, for example, if I say Dalibor, it's a Croatian name, but just by saying Dalibor, I do not have the person Dalibor here. I can say Dalibor, Dalibor, Dalibor how many times I want, but the person Dalibor is somewhere else. So there's a big difference. Just by saying the name, I do not actually get the person. And also, Srila Prabhupada, he would quote the example of water. The word water, you can say water, water, water. You can, for thousands of times, you can say the word water, but you will not quench your thirst. You won't get any water by chanting water, water, water. This is this is actually the platform of material existence, where all sounds, forms, tastes, smells, everything is relative and therefore dependent on our perception and other things. I don't want to get into too much detail. But on the spiritual level, Krishna and Krishna's name are non-different. Krishna and Krishna's form that we see on the altar, non-different. Krishna and Krishna's lila, non-different. Krishna and Krishna's dhamma, or what's it called? Janmasthan is Mathura, Dwaraka, Vrindavan. Non-different from Krishna. They're the same as Krishna. And Krishna Bhakta is also non-different from Krishna, but in a special way. On the spiritual level, everything is one. There is only one. When we rise, when we elevate our consciousness, actually all the time everything is one existence, one reality. But when we elevate our consciousness to the spiritual level, then we understand everything, what it really is. And the process of elevating our consciousness, the process of rising to this spiritual platform is through this Nama Sankirtan. Why? Because by associating directly with the holy name, by chanting this Maha Mantra, we purify our consciousness. And this was described by Caitanya Mahaprabhu in his poem Shri Shikshasaka. That's the only thing he wrote in his whole life. He says, Cheto Dharpana Marjanam Bhava Maha Davagni Nirvapanam Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadhu Jivanam Anandam Buddhivardhanam Pratipadam Purnamrita Swadanam Sarvatmasnapanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. I'm going to read the translation. So the translation goes, Glory to the Shri Krishna Sankirtana, which cleanses the heart of all dust accumulated for years together. Glory to the Shri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years together, and thus extinguishes the blazing fire of conditioned life of repeated birth and death. So this Krishna Sankirtan cleanses our Chaitana, our heart, our consciousness, our perception of reality, so that, what does it mean to cleanse? It's described in Vedic scriptures that because we are being born in this world for many, many lives, we have accumulated so many sinful reactions, so many bad karma, and so many misconceptions, false ego, lusty intelligence, perverted mind, We've accumulated all these things, all this filth, through millions and millions of lives living in this world. And we've forgotten our relationship with Krishna. We've forgotten who we really are, who Krishna really is, what is our relationship, what are we supposed to be doing really in the spiritual world. We've forgotten all of this. And now we are functioning under the illusion that we are this body, and that everything that belongs to this body is ours. We think, I'm Croatian, you are Indian, he's American, I'm young, you are old, he's thin, he's fat, this is short, tall, intelligent, stupid. This is all, and we identify with these things, and this is all bodily concept of life. This is all false ego, ahankar, imposing wrong conceptions on our soul, because the soul is not Indian, the soul is not Croatian, the soul is not Atma. The soul is not old, young, fat, thin. It's none of this. The soul is Satchit Ananda. It's eternal, full of knowledge and full of bliss, and it's completely independent of the body. But living in this world, we've adopted this mentality that we are the body. And therefore we struggle our whole life from childhood to old age to maintain the body. We spend our life mostly addressing the needs of the body but forgetting the needs of the soul. What does this mean? We spend our life eating, mating, sleeping, and defending in various ways. It can be on a gross level, like really eating. It can be on a subtle level. Was eating on a subtle level, education and job, defending also, job, building house, maintaining our house, family is procreation. We are generating new generations, trying to spread our body so that body has offspring, children, and we become proud. Oh, this is my house, this is my family, this is my job, my bank account. And we spend our whole life doing this, just bodily concept of life. But actually, our real benefit, real goal of life is not to take care of the body. It's also okay to take care of the body. I mean, we have the body, so we should take care of it. But the real purpose of human life is to attain spiritual consciousness, to actually use this intelligent form of life, because there are 84 lakhs of species of life, plant life, aquatic life, animal life, bird life, and human life is very rare. And in this human form of life, only in this human form of life do we have the opportunity to realize this crucial information that we are not the body, we are spirit soul. Asango hyayam purushaha, it said in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, that in this human form of life, we have the opportunity to realize that we are not the body, we are spirit soul. So, by chanting this Maha Mantra, this is exactly what happens. Cheto Darpana Marjana. We cleanse the heart of all this accumulated dust, means filth, these conceptions of I am the body, I am human, I am Indian, I am this or that, family man, whatever. Cleansing our heart from these misconceptions and directly awakening direct spiritual realization of our relationship with Krishna. It's a bit to translate everything in English, but okay, we're gonna read more of the translation. This is only a part of this translation. This Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large, because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. So the spreading of this Sankirtan movement is what Lord Chaitanya came to do. 538 or 9 years ago, he came to give this Sankirtan Yagya to teach people this Krishna Kirtan so that they can really benefit in life. If you spend your whole life simply on these material things that we talked about, you wasted your life. You live like an animal, and next life probably you will become an animal. Because this eating, sleeping, mating, and defending, this is what all life forms do. All animals, all plants, all birds, whatever, and all humans. This is common for all living beings. And if we as human beings do not do something else other than this, if we do not elevate our consciousness to the spiritual level, then we are nothing but animals. Dharmena hina pashubir naranam. If the dharmena hina, maybe you understand this. Dharmena, if we do not follow dharma, sanatan dharma, pashubir naranam, we become like pashu, we become like animals. Because there is no animal plus dharma means human. Human minus dharma means animal. So in order to actually use this human form of life, we have to understand Sanatan Dharma. We have to understand what is the true nature of the soul. That's the goal of human form of life. And therefore, this process of Krishna Kirtan, which takes the person to this level, is the prime benediction for humanity, for all of humanity. Indian, Croatian, American, everyone can benefit from this. It's not just that Sanatan Dharma is for Bharat Bhumi. No, it's for whole world. Because there is no difference between Indian soul and American soul. Yes, it's everybody is the same actually. And everybody can use this process in the very same way. And Lord Chaitanya, he actually desired this when he came on earth. He did not come just to liberate India. He came to liberate the whole world. He said, Prithivite ache jata nagara digram sarvatra prachara hoibe moranam. He says that in every town and village in the world, my name will be sung. My name will be chanted. He desired this, and he instructed his followers. He instructed especially the people of India. Bharat bhumite hoila manushya janma jar sarta kori kora para upakar. He said that those who are born in India, especially because you are born in this culture of Sanatan Dharma, you should take this very rare gift and spread it throughout the world. Actually, this Vedic culture, Sanatan Dharma, is probably the only chance humanity has to actually attain salvation, to actually attain some real benefit in this human form of life. Otherwise, we're all going to hell. I mean, sounds bad, and it is bad, but it's true. If we don't use this human form of life properly, we will be punished. We will be forced to be born again in this world, but most likely we will not be human. We'll either be an animal, or even worse, we'll have to go to hell, because not even animal life, which is very, very troublesome, not even animal life can repay for the sin of not using this human form of life. So it's a very great benediction that we have this mantra, and everyone can take full use of it. Doesn't matter who you are. You can be brahmachari like me, you can be grihastha, you can be sannyasi, vairagi. Doesn't matter. Whoever you are, you can use this mantra. It's very simple. You just need to learn the words. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And chant it always. That's it. Very simple. No need to do some pranayama, press your nose, some asana, observe some ritual, follow some standard of cleanliness. Of course, if you can keep yourself clean, if you can keep yourself shuchi by rising early in the morning, eating only vegetarian food, actually eating only Krishna prasad, which is also vegetarian food. If you can, in this way, keep yourself in sattva guna, it will be much, much easier. But the process of chanting Hare Krishna does not depend on this. You can chant always, even if you are in tamoguna, even if you are... Lord Caitanya, he says that even if you are sleeping, even if you are eating, even if you are passing stool, even if you are rising from it, whatever you are doing in life, you can always chant Hare Krishna. You can always use this mantra. And gradually, what's the verse? Oh my God, I'm forgetting. Shrinvata svakata krishnam punya shravana kirtanaha hridyantastohya badrani vidhunoti suhritsatam. By this Krishna kirtan, you will actually attain punya, and this punya will enable you to rise to the sattva gun. It will the process of chanting Hare Krishna itself will it will stabilize your mind. Your mind will not be disturbed so much. It will clear your heart, and then naturally you will slowly rise to the sattva guna, because you will understand that all these tamasic habits and everything, it's actually hurting you, it's harming you, it's not doing you any good. You will realize this yourself. So it's actually kind of parallel process, rising to sattva guna and this elevation of consciousness. But anyway, even if we are not in sattva guna still, we can chant Hare Krishna and Janmalabha param pumsam ante narayana smritihi. By chanting Hare Krishna in this life, we can chant Hare Krishna at the time of death. We can thus stop this samsara chakra and go back to the spiritual world. So it's very cheap, costs nothing, but the benefit we get is supreme. The benefit we get is we get everything. We get Krishna himself. Yes, yes, exactly. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Anta kale cha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram yah prayati samadbhavam yati nastyatra samshayaha. That he who remembers me, Krishna, at the time of death, at the last stage of life, he goes to Krishna. Saya natra samshaya, there is no doubt. Krishna assures us, if we practice this chanting of Hare Krishna in this life, and we, by this sincere effort to come to Krishna, we remember Krishna at the time of death. Because at the time of death, you heard this story that at the last second, your whole life flashes in front of your eyes. So if you devote your life to Krishna, if you spend your life chanting Hare Krishna, when your life flashes in front of your eyes, you will see Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And then you remember Krishna. And you go to Krishna. And this is Janmalabha Parampumsam, the greatest goal, the highest goal of human form of life. Get perfection. And it's free. We give this to you for free. If you want to be trained how to live in sattva guna, what things to do to make this easier, you can come, we can teach you how to cook vegetarian food, how to offer to Krishna, how to live in a sattvic lifestyle. And this will also benefit you materially. This is interesting, that because when you live in sattva guna, even your material duties, like your job, your home, your family, everything becomes improved as well. Everything becomes more enjoyable and less hectic. Everything becomes more steady, calm, beautiful. but also it helps you advance in spiritual life as well. So, the conclusion is that we should chant Hare Krishna. Best thing is to have a japa mala. Best thing to have is japa mala, either neem wood, tulsi wood. Even if you have that rudraksha, it's also okay, you can use. And chant a fixed number of rounds every day, a fixed number of malas every day. This one has 108 Ashtotara Shata beads on it, and we chant in ISKCON, we chant 16 rounds every day. It takes 2 hours. That's a lot. If you don't have time for 2 hours of japa mala, then you can every day in the morning chant maybe 10 minutes, one round, usually 10 minutes in the beginning. It takes 10 minutes, and then slowly increase. Krishna will give you more time. Krishna says, "Kalos me" in Bhagavad Gita. He is time, so he will give you more time. The more we approach Krishna, the more Krishna approaches us also. He helps us to come to him. So start somewhere, and immediately you will see benefit. Immediately you will see benefit. And don't... also one thing, in order to stay focused, in order to stay enthusiastic, because life will throw all sorts of obstacles on us. And you having moved from India to Croatia, I can imagine you have already realization how life can throw various obstacles at you, especially when you move to another country. Everything is an obstacle. But in order to stay focused on the goal, very, very good is to read Bhagavad Gita. Read Bhagavad Gita, every day read one shloka. This will help you understand why we need to chant. Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita again and again and again and again that how the human form of life is meant for spiritual realization, and how connecting to Krishna is actually the topmost strategy of spiritual advancement. So chanting Hare Krishna, you can do every morning 10 minutes and then slowly increase. And reading Bhagavad Gita, you can read one shloka a day. This will help you advance very, very rapidly. Very, very rapidly. Yes. 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 The solution to all problems is in the Bhagavad Gita. That's true. But we have to take the solution. Not just read it. We have to do it. And Krishna says, Janma karma chame divyam evam yoveti tattataha taktya deham punar janma naiti mam eti sojana. If we understand Krishna, if we connect with Krishna, we no longer need to take another birth in this life. We go back to Krishna. And we do not come back here. Also, on this subject matter that you yourself spoke, Krishna says in the 18th chapter, Machita sarva durgani mad prasada tarishyasi. If we always focus on Krishna, sarva durgani, all obstacles, all hurdles that life throws at us, everything will be fine. We will pass through all obstacles. Okay. Are there any questions? Or comments? You can comment something if you have some realization. No. We can have any questions from this side? Reflection. Okay, now we can have short kirtan, and we'll give you some small prasadam you can take home.
You can take book also, you can show them books.
Yeah, if any one of you doesn't have our books, we can show you our books. You can there.
Can give their friends also.
Yeah, you can give your friends, give everyone. Everyone needs to hear this.
Special day, it's good to give book to somebody.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Jai, thank you. Shila Prabhupada ki jai.